Alright, so I said I was going to make this video earlier today, whatever, post this on Facebook. So, WWE came out and announced that starting July 19th, there's going to be a roster split again. Uh, well, I was not a fan of the original roster split. There were a number of things about it that I really didn't like. So much so that I actually stopped watching wrestling for a number of years. At one point I stopped about 2005, and I didn't start watching again until 2014. I think I turned it on like one time in like 2006, and I was watching Raw, and of course I think at that point I was about to give it another chance, and then I saw them do, of all things, have Linda McMahon do a heel turn when she would normally be the voice of reason when everybody else was getting out of control. And when that happened, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. And I got the hell out, and like I said, then I didn't come back for 8 years. So I was never a big fan of the roster split. There was a number of things that they did that I was not a fan of. Now, with that said, on one hand, so long as they don't repeat some of the mistakes from the original roster split and the things they did back in the past, I can be okay with this. I mean, I like the fact that more of like the lower card and the mid card talent, they're going to get more opportunities to be on TV, which is excellent, which is great for them. It's going to be more of a showcase for the women, which is again fantastic. I mean, if you've seen my other YouTube video, where I threw out the idea that, excuse me, that WWE should look at the concept of relegation, especially with the fact now that you got ESPN giving them legitimacy now. I mean, yes, we all know WWE, professional wrestling, we all know it's scripted. We all know the outcomes are predetermined and everything. But it's getting at least somewhat of an air of legitimacy, which in some ways makes me happy to see. So, so if you watch my previous video I put out several months ago, I had thrown out the idea of Raw being, kind of the main focus of the show, and that should be the vehicle that drives the pay-per-views. That's where all the top talent should be. Then you have SmackDown, which is kind of, your rising stars and maybe your, like I say, your guys that are kind of near like the bottom of the card and stuff like that. That's where they go to kind of, rebuild themselves, and, for like guys that aren't really going anywhere, a chance for them to rebuild themselves, and guys that are on the rise and everything, that's where they could move up to from NXT. And of course, NXT being the developmental entity that it is. And while I still think ultimately that's the direction they should go in, I know that's not where they're going to go. And okay, I get it. No, so there are a number of things. Whatever. Like I said, I'm happy about. And there are a number of things that I'm not thrilled about. Like, I really don't like the idea of them once again splitting the world title. I realize it's going to be a necessary evil. It's something that they're going to have to do, and I get that. Like I said, I don't particularly care for it, but I get it. Now I've heard a rumor, and again, with all rumors, whatever, they're just that. Until it's confirmed by WWE, you have to treat it as just a rumor. That there's even a rumor floating around, and I know this one's been kind of floating around for a while, the possibility of a women's tag team title. And there has, so there's the idea of maybe a women's tag team title maybe going to SmackDown. Now, the best thing I love about this new plan for the roster split is that SmackDown is going to go live. Excuse me. Excuse me. SmackDown should have gone live years ago. With the fact that it's taped and everything, and then realistically Tuesday night you can go look up online and everything, you get all the results. There's no real need to watch SmackDown. Half of it is just a recap of Raw anyway. So it's one of those things where SmackDown has not been must-see TV for a long time. And of course, the roster split I know is going to help SmackDown in that regard, because again, you're only certain talent's going to be exclusive to that show, and so people are going to want to tune in. And of course, now making it live to really compete against Raw, it's ultimately better for SmackDown as a program. Like I said, that I love. That part I think is fantastic. What I don't want to see, I don't want to see them splitting up all the tag teams. The tag team division is finally starting to rebuild. It's finally starting to be something worth watching again. I mean, like I said, I don't want to see them split up the New Day. I don't want to see them split up, the Vaudevillains. I don't want to see them split up Enzo and Cass. Now, the Dudley Boys, maybe. Especially with the fact that Bubba Ray had a great singles run in TNA. I could see them possibly splitting up the Dudley Boys. I don't want that to happen. But of all of them, that'd probably be the only tag team I'd be okay with them splitting up. So I don't want to see that happen. Another thing that really, really, really drove me nuts and everything with the previous roster split was the dual commentary teams, especially on pay-per-views, where it's like where they're constantly rotating out the commentary staff and everything, because you have Raw match, SmackDown match, especially on the major pay-per-views, the four majors. And like I said, that kind of drove me nuts too and everything, especially, oh my God, especially Michael Cole back then and everything. Him and Taz back then during the previous roster split and everything. I really hated their commentary, and I still don't like Michael Cole. I would give anything for WWE to rehire Jim Ross. I would give anything. I do. I absolutely despise Michael Cole. But if we're gonna do this, I really don't want to see like the brand specific pay-per-views either. I think that concept. I get it. It's probably going to be done that way and everything in order to basically flesh out storylines and everything, where you give them roughly 2 months to build as opposed to only like a month to build. So I get they're probably going to go that route again. Again, not a big fan of that, but I see it going that way. But what I think they should do is, for the major pay-per-views, have just one commentary team that just calls the entire show. And if you want to mix and match people between the Raw and the SmackDown commentary teams, that's fine. You mix and match them. Truth be told, whatever. I would be totally fine, whatever, on the pay-per-views to have have a commentary team of JBL, Jerry Lawler, and Mauro Ranallo. That would be a great commentary team. Even though I think Ranallo gets a little over the top with his delivery at times, and it almost comes across as a bit of hamming it up a bit. Anything's better than Michael Cole. Anything is better than Michael Cole. So that's that. Like I said, and of course, I don't know. Basically, I'm gonna assume then, one of the secondary titles. I'm gonna assume probably the Intercontinental title is probably going to stay on Raw. The U.S. title will probably go over to SmackDown. Most likely, they're probably going to split. They're probably going to split the. They're probably going to split the world title. Who knows? They may wind up splitting the tag titles. Again, kind of hope it doesn't go that route and everything, but maybe maybe have one show that maybe Raw just has just the tag team division and leave the tag team titles on Raw. Then maybe send the women's division, the women's title, over to SmackDown, and and do it that way. Even then, again, that's probably still going to cause problems, because then you're still going to run the issue of not having enough TV time to go around. So even then, so I don't really think that idea is going to really work all that well either. I mean, there's a number of ways they could do this. I'm I'm gonna wait and see. But if it starts to get to the point and everything where I'm really starting to hate it again, because again, I hated the previous roster split, I may wind up canceling my WWE Network subscription, which kind of sucks and everything because I really love NXT. And of course, it's gonna be nice to see a lot of NXT guys come up because they're gonna need to fill out the roster. So Finn Balor's coming, Samoa Joe's coming, Shinsuke Nakamura's coming. So it's not with those guys coming to the main roster at this point now. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. So I mean, right now it's kind of I'm really not exactly sure what it is that they're how they're going to go about doing this, and I don't want to be too judgmental. I want to go into it with a somewhat of an open mind, give it a fair shot. But again, I won't lie, I'm skeptical because I stopped watching for 8-9 years because of how much I hated the roster split. I absolutely hated it. But one of the big things I definitely want to see and everything, touching back on something I was saying a few minutes ago, when is one of the things I really hated about Michael Cole and Taz's commentary during the old roster split was how they would sit there and basically trash Raw, whatever, and try to say that SmackDown was the superior brand, quote unquote. I'm going to put that in air quotes. I mean, it's probably more of a paraphrase, but you kind of get what I'm getting at here. And no, don't do that crap. Again, you want to have treat as two separate brands. Okay, that's fine. But your commentary team does need to keep it somewhat objective. You're still the same. You're still all part of the same company, and trashing one or the other on air, it's not cool. That was one of the things I really, really hated. I really despised, and I don't want to see that crap again. So WWE, don't do that crap. If you do that crap, I'm out again. I mean, I got back into this whatever because of friends of mine who are indie wrestlers. I mean, they actually compete in the ring and everything. So it kind of renewed my interest in pro wrestling. So I got back in. And I know there are a lot of people out there right now who hate Roman Reigns. Truth be told, I actually enjoy watching him in the ring. But I have a feeling that what's going to set off this whole roster split thing storyline-wise is probably going to be whoever Reigns faces for the WWE title at oh god, I'm drawing a blank now on which pay-per-view is in July. But I'm going to guess some sort of hinky finish and everything where it's like a double pin or something. So instead of them disputing who's the champion, the rosters are going to split. And of course, Reigns stays on one show, and he's the champion. And whoever he faces, it could be Seth Rollins. It could be John Cena. And truth be told, I have a feeling it might very well be John Cena. I mean, because truth be told, that seems like the most logical catalyst to trigger this whole event is for Reigns to face Cena. And of course, truth be told, I would love to see that match, Reigns versus Cena for the WWE title, because I just want to see all the smarks and everything. I want to see their heads explode and everything over the idea of Super Reigns versus Super Cena for the WWE title and everything, and everybody complaining because nobody else is going to get a shot. And I just want to watch everybody's head explode. I think it's going to be hysterical, and I just want to just drink their salty tears. So that's kind of where I'm at with all of this. I'm not enthusiastic about the whole idea of the WWE, the roster split. I'm not enthusiastic about it because, again, I didn't like it the first time. but they do have a great deal of talent and not enough airtime to go around. And so I get it. I mean, now it really kind of sucks now that Cody Rhodes has left. It sucks that, Damian Sandow was let go, because this would have been a perfect opportunity for Damian Sandow. I mean, especially, I don't understand why WWE buried Sandow, and they did. I mean, I know people throw that word around a lot, but they did. They buried Sandow. I mean, I get it. They did that whole stupid Mega Powers gimmick with him and Curtis Axel, as, them training Savage and Hogan until, the Hogan sex tape and the N-bomb and everything else like that. And then, of course, that would poof. And then, of course, after that, you didn't see Damian Sandow anymore after that. So I'm really kind of pissed now and everything that they let Damian Sandow go, because this would have been a perfect opportunity for him. I mean, of course, I hope this means Zack Ryder's going to get more TV time, because, again, I freaking adore Zack Ryder, And, so, I mean, like I said, so it's not all bad. Like I said, there are definitely some positives to come from it. Again, I just don't want WWE to repeat some of the things that I hated about the roster split, and that's why I'm a little skeptical about it. But I'm going to go into it with an open mind. I'm going to give it a fair shot. I figure I can go into it. I mean, you figure it's gonna come in July and everything. So then probably the next pay-per-view after that's probably going to wind up being SummerSlam, and of course SummerSlam is the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. I'm not going to miss that one. I may give it probably until the end of the year. But like I said, if it really starts to get stupid and I really start to hate it and everything, I'm gone. I'll cancel my WWE Network subscription. I mean, I can always watch NXT. I can always watch it on Hulu. So it's not that I need a WWE Network subscription. So again, I'll give it a fair shot. Like I said, I'm not overly thrilled about this, but I understand why it needs to be done. I mean, let's face it. We all knew Shane and Stephanie were not going to share power forever. We all knew that. I mean, we all essentially knew this was coming. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And that's where we're at, So, again, I just hope this doesn't suck. I'm hoping, I mean, again, if you got Shane and Stephanie, they want to talk smack, whatever, about the opposing program and everything, that's fine. Let Shane and Stephanie kind of talk trash to each other in their promos. Again, I don't want to see the commentary teams trashing the other shows. That's not their place. The commentary team's job is to call the matches and build the talent, either by obviously your heel color commentary building up the heels, your face color commentary building up the faces. That's their job. Trashing the other brand is not their job. That's stupid. It's asinine. Don't do that shit. Please, for the love of God, don't do that shit again. I mean, again, it's part of the reason, again, why I can't stand Michael Cole. Because he and Taz did that a lot during the previous roster split, and that's why I found SmackDown to be largely unwatchable, was because of the two of them. So here's hoping good things come out of it. I mean, I'm hoping for more TV time for the ladies and everything, because realistically, what have we gotten? We pretty much get maybe one segment a night and everything with Charlotte nowadays, and that's about it. There's so many other women on the roster who aren't getting TV time. I mean, to me, it's bullshit. I mean, I know Sasha Banks is hurt right now. Oh, excuse me. I know Sasha Banks is hurt right now. Hopefully she'll be back soon and everything. Can't wait to see her. She needs TV time. Becky Lynch needs TV time. Emma, when she gets back, she's healthy. She needs TV time. Paige, she needs TV time. Some of the others don't really need TV time. Summer Rae can go. Like I said, I don't think she's that great in the ring, and her voice really grates on my nerves. So she can, I just say fare thee well, Felicia. And of course, like I said, and then of course, again, just some of the guys, whatever, that have been largely buried and everything. I mean, maybe that whole stupid social outcast gimmick. Maybe they'll actually do something with that now instead of basically turning them into doormats and punching bags. I mean, I realize you need jobbers and everything. That's what makes the business work. You know, I mean, Bo Dallas really does kind of deserve some sort of a push and everything. The guy was NXT champion. I mean, they obviously thought they had something in him. I'm hoping now that the roster split will definitely give Bray Wyatt a huge opportunity and really give him a push towards the top. Because, I mean, truth be told, his gimmick is fantastic, but he's not being used properly. I mean, and I think a lot of people will agree with that. Bray Wyatt is not being used properly. So I'm hoping that maybe putting him on one of the other shows and everything and having him with a different writing team, they can do more with his character, and that would be fantastic. Of course, I have a feeling now this is going to throw a monkey wrench into, I think, the dream match that everybody wants right now, which is Rollins versus Reigns versus Ambrose for the WWE title. I think it's going to throw a monkey wrench into everything. And, I mean, truth be told, I would actually love to see Ambrose win Money in the Bank, in a couple ways. Win Money in the Bank and then cash in that night. And then basically turn the main event into a triple threat match of Reigns versus Rollins versus Ambrose. Because fans want that match to happen. Fans have been wanting that match to happen. I wanted that match to happen 2 years ago. It's SummerSlam 2 years ago. I did not want that Cena versus Lesnar squash match crap. I did not want to see Brock Lesnar with the WWE title. I don't like the idea of part-timers holding the WWE title. And so actually, and especially with the huge pop that Reigns got from the crowd at Royal Rumble that year when he eliminated 12 guys, truth be told, I think Reigns should have been the champion 2 years ago. And like I said, they should have rode that wave while it was hot. And on top of that, at that point and everything, you already had Ambrose turn on. I mean, you already had Rollins turn on Ambrose and Reigns. Like I said, that would have been one hell of a main event, and have the three of them fighting for the WWE title. That's what they should have done, But instead, they set WrestleMania up and everything so that Daniel Bryan wins it all, and then of course then he gets hurt and everything. He has to vacate the title, and then it set us up with that giant Brock Lesnar turd. So that's kind of my thoughts on all of this and everything here. Like I said, I'm expecting the worst, but I'm hoping for the best. I want to be open-minded and optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Again, I don't want them to repeat some of the things I thought were absolutely stupid about the previous roster split. Again, it's all under the same corporate umbrella. Don't trash one product for the other, because again, the fans, they're gonna tune in to see the guys that they want to see, and most wrestling fans, they're gonna watch regardless. Most professional wrestling fans cannot get enough of professional wrestling. They will watch. I mean, I've got friends around here in this area. Ooh, excuse me. Who, they'll watch it all, and like I said, and like Ring of Honor airs around here was I think like Saturday morning or like Saturday night or Friday night or something at like 1 a.m. And so they'll DVR it or whatever and watch it the next day and everything. I know on cable whatever, if I flip around whatever, I believe it's on Fridays when everything, you can find New Japan. And of course there's TNA, which is royally screwed now with SmackDown going live. I mean, TNA is they're screwed. They're gonna lose even more viewership now. With the fact that SmackDown's moving to Tuesday nights and is going to be competing right up against them, TNA is screwed. But like I said, but the fans, you're going to get the viewers anyway. So there's no point in like trying to say, oh, this brand is better than this brand. You know, no, don't do that crap. And again, especially don't have your commentators do it. That's stupid. Truth be told, I say if they split the WWE title, okay, that's fine. Truth be told, I don't want to see the big gold belt come back. To me, I see that as a relic of a bygone era. I mean, that was famously the WCW heavyweight title. And truth be told, I think that belt needs to stay retired. Now, if the tease photos that I saw a couple months ago are true, they were showing pictures of modern wrestlers carrying the old winged WWF title, of course, obviously rebranded WWE, but the old WWF title, the one realistically that like Hogan and Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart, the title that all those guys made famous, and they were showing, modern wrestlers holding that belt, and so I'm kind of hoping that they bring that belt back, and that becomes, the other WWE title. That would be awesome. Like I said, I think WWE should be WWE now. We don't need, like I said, I got it in 2005 and everything, maybe using the big gold belt, because again, you still had a lot of the remnants of WCW within WWE. So I can understand it then, but you don't really have that anymore. I mean, there's only like maybe a couple of guys on the roster who ever wrestled for WWE. For WCW rather, on the roster. You only had you only had a couple of those guys. Most of them came by the time they were coming up through the Indies. WCW was gone. So that's what I think they should do. I think they should bring back the old winged belt. The old winged belt. Don't bring back the big gold belt. I mean, truth be told, I think it's almost too large, and it actually kind of takes away from the current WWE title. So if you're like I said, that's why I say go with the wing belt and everything. It looks better. It's classic. It's iconic. I think that would be a much, much, much better option. So, okay, I've already prattled on here long enough. I mean, this video here now has already gone up to about 28 minutes here. I actually didn't mean to talk this long and everything, but there was a lot of things about this that I really kind of wanted to get off my chest. So, again, I know a lot of times I've repeated myself here a few times and everything, but there were a few things that I really, really, really wanted to stress. So, with that said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Again, you feel free to comment or whatever. Like I said, if you think I'm off base about some stuff and everything, by all means, whatever. I'm more than willing to listen to your point of view. I still may not agree with you, but I'm more than willing to listen to what you have to say. Obviously, just keep it civil. Other than that, so that's my thoughts on the upcoming WWE roster split, and so I just wanted to make sure I get this video out there. And again, you guys can tell me what you think. All right. In that case, you guys have yourselves a good night.